make sure you take your immune support supplement before watching this video, because it's gonna be sick. That's gonna be my new YouTube intro. Not sponsored, but like, these are really good. If somebody in your house is sick and you take 3 of these a day, you won't catch it. And if you do catch it, it won't be that bad. I wanted to make this video for myself mostly. And I'm not used to doing videos. I'm used to doing podcasts, but as a lot of you probably know, my podcast recently got canceled and I'm pretty upset about it, and I kind of just wanted to make this video to vent about things that I've been thinking about a lot about. So that's what I'm gonna do. And also I want to draw, because drawing makes me feel better. Being creative, making things makes me feel better. And in like the podcast like platform that I had previously, I could not do that because it was audio only. So I have no idea what I'm gonna draw. I have no idea what I'm gonna say. Nothing's planned. This might be a mess, it might not. I'm gonna try my best to edit it and like keep it together. I think I'm gonna do something like Halloween-y, because I've been like in the Halloween vibe. Sorry, I'm like typing away over here because my keyboard is like all the way over here. I think I might just. I'm gonna do something Halloween-y because I've been in the fall spirit the past few weeks and I just decorated my house. There's a plane going over. Sorry about that. I can't control living so close to an airport. But yeah, I think I'm gonna do something like Halloween-y. Yeah, I think I will. I think I might. So anyways, as a lot of you might know already, or probably do know, my podcast that I used to host got canceled. And I've been pretty sad about that. It's a pretty upsetting situation. And I kind of wanted to talk a little bit about my experience with podcasting, because after my second podcast, Cosmic Crime, got canceled, I kind of felt like I was wasting a lot of time. Like, a lot of time. And I know, like, just because it didn't work out doesn't mean, like, oh, that's time wasted. But, like, something that if you continue to look at the content that I put out anywhere, is that I am like, I hold like being productive probably to like too high of a standard. If I am doing something and I don't feel like it is something that's productive, like if I'm laying in bed on my phone and that's all I do for a whole day, I feel like tremendous guilt. Like, it's kind of disgusting. Like, it's kind of really bad. And you know, it's not. I know, like, a lot of people are like, I need time. I need me time to relax. And I probably need that too. But I hate that. I hate that so much. I'm a doer and I enjoy to do things. For those of you who followed Cosmic Crime, I am an astrologer. I'm an Aries rising, and we like to do things. We are the baby of the zodiac. We radiate independence for some reason, which doesn't really make sense since we're the baby of the zodiac, but whatever. We're very independent. We have all the tools we need because all of our houses on the astrology wheel are all like ruled by their actual houses, because Aries is the first sign in the zodiac. So that being said, and I don't think that's like the only contributor, but I definitely think it's the main contributor, because all the other Aries risings that I met were very similar in that regard. Like, we're doers. We like to do things, and that's fine. And you don't have to be a doer. It just, like, I personally feel this, like, immense guilt when I don't, when I'm not productive. That's good word. So when I was doing my podcasts, right, both of them really, when I started my first podcast, Artwise, which if you haven't listened to Artwise and you're missing Cosmic Crime and you're at all interested in any sort of like art stuff, I would definitely recommend checking that one out, because even though that one also might come back for a second season, might not, undetermined, but it's still up, like it's still active. Cosmic Crime, I had to take everything down. I had to. The person that I was working with previously, there were just like standards that they wanted me to meet. I had standards I wanted them to meet, and it just kind of ended in like, okay, let's just take everything down, because neither of us were kind of like willing to meet the others like standards for continuing it, if that makes sense. Like because I did ask, when this person chose to leave, I did ask if I could continue it, and they were going to allow me to continue it, but under certain circumstances. There were certain things that they wanted me to do, and it wasn't realistic for me to be able to do them. And that's why I had to end up taking every single episode down, because I couldn't continue it, and they didn't want that up anymore if I were not to continue it. So that's why that one is pretty much all taken down. There are still 2 episodes that I've been like allowed to keep up, I guess you could say. But other than that, it's pretty much been taken down for the most part. So but that being said, the first podcast that I had, Artwise, me and my co-host Diane, who love her, she's my bestie for life. She's my wife forever. That podcast is still up. You can still listen to it. We're not currently making new episodes. I would love to in the future, but that's not up to me, because at the end of the day, that podcast, definitely, even when we first started it, it was like agreed that it was going to be for fun. And if it became too much for either one of us, then we would stop it. And Diane is in school full time. I think she has like at least 5 classes. So she's like really doing a lot. And she just doesn't have time for it. And that's totally fine. That's really understandable. I graduated already, and I would love to go back to school, but school's expensive, so I probably won't. But I graduated and I have a degree already, so I don't really feel like I need to. I like being in school. I like to learn things, but this drawing doesn't look like anything because I'm so distracted when I'm talking. I hope that it gets better eventually. Oh my gosh. I hate myself. But yeah, we agreed that it was just gonna be for fun. We weren't even gonna try to make money off of it. We talked about adding like sponsorships and like things of that nature to try and like make money on Artwise when we started it. And I think we just ended up not wanting to turn it into a business. It was always something that we just wanted to do that would be like for a fun time. And that's what it was. It always was for me anyway. I can't speak for Diane, but I think that she had fun while it was still fun, before it became too much work. But yeah. And I personally, I love making the podcast and being a part of that. I feel like it was super fun, but I'm having like a really hard time telling myself that it wasn't a waste of time, like just because it wasn't successful, because I feel personally if I was able to keep it going, that it would have been successful. I really do. And that's what's kind of the most upsetting for me right now, and what I'm trying to cope with, and why I'm trying to decide, like, do I want to make a new podcast? Because another thing that I think about a lot when I think about the podcasts that I've made is the two podcasts that I produced, both of them were, the idea for them was based on, like, this is a podcast that I wish I could listen to. I wish this existed, but it does not. I would like to make it. And like that's how they started, you know? And so I listen to primarily podcasts with people talking, like two people. Duh, people talking. That's what a podcast is. No, most of the podcasts I listen to have, like, it's like a conversation. It's like two people speaking to each other. That's what it is. I know there's like a lot of podcasts that have just one host. There's, you know, I know that, like, sorry, I'm like, which way do your thumbs go? Over this way. Sorry. But anyways, I know there are podcasts that are hosted by one person, like, and those are fine. I personally don't listen to those. So for me to come up with an idea for a podcast that is hosted by just me, like primarily just me, is kind of like, it feels weird to me, because I know personally I probably wouldn't listen to a podcast with just one person. I like the conversation. I like the how do I say it? Duality. I like there being two sides to a conversation. Myself, like, as a person, I kind of feel like how do I word this? Myself as a person, I'm like a very open-minded person, and I like a lot to hear other people's views on things. And that's another reason why I enjoy podcasts that have two people. And so even like I did try to continue Cosmic Crime on my own, because I did have like big plans for it, and I spent a lot of money and a lot of time teaching myself to make the website and learning about astrology, which, astrology obviously was something I was interested in beforehand. But I did put a lot of time into making Cosmic Crime like what it became. I think it was a really good podcast while it was still up and uploaded. But the idea of making it by myself, even though I really couldn't, even like when before I had that conversation with my co-host previously, I was still like a little like kind of leery of it, like I was not really sure, like I wasn't really sure if that was the right move, just because I felt like if it was just gonna be me, I don't know if I would be able to listen to that. I didn't know that. And I felt weird about that, because my other podcasts, like I literally like listened to them. Like, I know that sounds kind of weird and silly, but like I kind of listened to those podcasts. Not kind of, I did listen to those podcasts. I made them because they were podcasts that I would have wanted to listen to. So, and I listen to podcasts a lot because I don't know if you guys know this about me, but for work, I'm a graphic designer. I work for a company, and it's a 9 to 5 where I sit at a desk all day. And podcasts, when I first started a job like that, because previous jobs that I had were literally all of them were retail. Okay, so I was up and about, and I had stuff to be doing, and it's not like I'm not doing anything at my 9 to 5, but when you sit at a desk, for 9 hours a day, usually more, let's be real. But when you sit at a desk for 9 hours a day without having something to listen to, it can be pretty painful to just sit in silence for that long, you know? And like, that's how I got into podcasts. And, you know, and by the way, I would recommend making a podcast to anybody. I feel like it's boosted my self-confidence a lot, and I feel like it's helped me a lot in ways like I didn't even know a podcast could, you know what I mean? um I know that sounds kind of dumb because I'm sitting here like, should I make another podcast or should I not? You know, but yeah. If and I'm gonna include in the description to this video, I'm gonna include links to both of my podcasts. Obviously, Cosmic Crime, almost every single episode has been deleted. There are still 2 up. The only ones that I felt kind of safe keeping up were episodes that did not include my previous co-hosts. So there's only 2 episodes up right now, but they're there. You can listen to them, kind of get a feel for what the podcast was like before it was taken down. How many ribs do people have? Sorry, that was random. I'm just trying to like make this look real. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Is that right? Hold on. I gotta Google that. I hate anatomy. It's hard. I just want to make it look like skeleton. How many ribs do humans have? 24? Oh, 12 on each side. That's a lot. Okay, maybe I start over. It's fine. Whatever. Maybe this just won't be anatomically correct, and you won't yell at me for it or make me feel bad, because I'm just trying to have something to do while I speak and make less sense, if you know what I mean. How many do I have so far? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I only have 6. Okay. Sorry. I'm gonna keep. This is a mess. But yeah. As much as I like doing the podcast, that's why I feel weird about doing one by myself. I would love like some feedback on that, honestly. I could use some feedback on that. I don't like this drawing that I'm doing. I hope it gets better. I always hear people say trust the process, but like sometimes I do things and they're not good. But I'm hoping that's not going to be this, because I've already been talking for some time. So but my podcasting experience has been overwhelmingly good for the most part up until the end. And for that reason, I kind of like feel like, oh, maybe I should start a new podcast and keep going with the podcast. But then I'm thinking to myself, like, does podcasting, represent my strengths? Is that what's gonna get me to what I view as successful? Because right now, as much as I feel like for my age, I think I'm doing pretty well, but like I don't want to base my standard of success off of my age, I don't think that's really you know, because you can't really base stuff like that off of age. I mean, there are child actors who make 5 times what you'll make in your whole life, you know, or what I'll make in my whole life. So I just kind of, I don't know, you know, I love art and I think it would be cool to continue doing something art related, but how does that translate into a podcast? I mean, I did all the art for Cosmic Crime and I did do the cover art for Artwise. But at the same time, it's just kind of like, you know, like, is that going to be enough? Because I would love to, and art is my career already. I mean, I'm a graphic designer, but like, you know, if I hadn't have done art my whole life, that's not a job that I would realistically have right now. Art doesn't make a lot of money. That's a whole other can of worms that I don't want to get into during this video. But that being said, I'm like wondering, you know, I feel bad too because a lot of people after Cosmic Crime got canceled sent me a lot of really nice messages, and I'm really appreciative. I really appreciate that. That's what I was trying to say. I really appreciate that a lot, and I love that. Thank you so much. Like, but I had so many people being like, please just like continue Cosmic Crime. Like, it was like I looked forward to it so much, and yeah, and I felt so bad because it wasn't really a decision. It was a decision that I made because I could have agreed to the other person's terms and I could have continued it. I didn't feel right doing that, and for among a million other reasons, I just didn't feel right doing that. And you know, I just didn't. It's hard, and like I want it to just be like, I'll just start a new podcast and it'll be great and it's fine. But then like there's like the whole, what do I even talk about? Because if I just do the same thing that Cosmic Crime was and it's just me, then what am I doing? You know, I shouldn't keep it the same. I mean, I could have guests on and I think that would be great, but like realistically, I'm going to have to find guests, and you know, it can be a lot for one person. It was a lot for 2 people. That's why the other person left. Is like a lot of work. And like I'm not afraid of doing a lot of work, but sometimes I do worry that I'm doing a lot of work just for it to fail. And that's what sucks, is because I'm not one of those people that's like, oh, it could fail, so I'm not going to start. I start it and then I get worried and I'm like, well, you know, where is this going? Is this gonna, you know, evolve into something or what? And it's a lot. It's just a lot, for a lot of reasons. And, you know, those are my concerns with it. I didn't want to make a whole, you know, episode like this on Cosmic Crime. I wanted to make it on, you know, my own account somewhere. That's why I'm putting it on YouTube, on my YouTube channel, because I feel like this is where it can go and not be super like out of place or anything like that. But it's just my thoughts. This is such a weird shape. Hold on. When I outline this, I want this to be not like that. Huh. Okay. Also, another thing too is like Mercury retrograde's about to start, and I'm already feeling it. I'm already having the dreams with like people from my past, like, and it hasn't even started yet. We're in like the pre-Mercury retrograde phase. I do not do well in Mercury retrograde, just so y'all know, as I'm sure most of you who have a not Mercury retrograde in your natal chart do. It's just been a lot. And I like to make things, so like that's why I wouldn't be sitting here otherwise, like making this you know, sitting here making this video right now if I didn't like to make things for people. And that's like art included, everything, just everything. You know, I'm blah, blah, blah. I have so much to say. So little words. I don't know. This probably looks a mess, but trust the process, I think. It'll be fine. Don't even worry about it. Apart from the podcast, there's another plane. Apart from this podcast, right? I don't even know how I did that. I have like some other ideas in my head of things that I could do, but then I kind of feel like I'm risking like losing my audience that I built through Cosmic Crime a little bit. I feel like a lot of people who listened to Cosmic Crime or followed us on TikTok, which by the way, the TikTok has been taken down, but I can still like I can pull it back up if I want. Like it's just everything's been deleted off of it. So that's kind of another thing that I have going in my head is like, if I don't do another podcast, like what would make it worth it to people? Because absolutely 100% I definitely want to continue with astrology, because astrology has helped me more than any therapist ever could, ever. Like astrology, and I know like a lot of people probably think like, oh my god, astrology is like not like it's not even a thing. But if you came from Cosmic Crime, like you know, it is, and it's important to me, and I would like to continue it, and I would like to continue selling natal chart readings. Honestly, I've been thinking of making like an Etsy, like with art type stuff on it. Like I've had a lot of thoughts, and I'm kind of like, obviously, clearly from how I'm talking, I sound like a freaking maniac right now. I need to like heal. And I did, I did all the things. I did the, the astrology and the tarot and everything. Like I need to take a break. I know I need to take a break. The whole like crashing and burning of everything in my life right now is a sign that I just need to calm down and I need to take a break. And I know that. But I hate that. I don't like it for me. And it's not even really a break because I have 2 jobs, and one of which mandatory overtime that I work absolutely ridiculous hours for. But I do. I have 2 jobs. And even though I'm not creating things, I'm definitely doing a lot, okay? And I know I need to calm down. I need to take a break. I need to like work on healing from the absolute mess that just happened, and I need to take time to figure out what I want to do because clearly I don't know right now. But at the same time, right? I want to start planning for it because 3rd time's a charm, right? I've had my first 2 podcasts. Is the next thing even going to be a podcast? Probably, right? Like maybe eventually. But like realistically, right? Is it going to? I don't know yet. I don't really know. It's yeah. I don't know. I definitely want to start selling natal chart readings again. I want to get back into at least like if I'm going to do another podcast, it's definitely going to be like astrology related. And it's gonna have a lot of aspects from Cosmic Crime for sure, because I can't even imagine making another podcast without including astrology, because it is my favorite thing in the whole world, and I can't even imagine not incorporating it into whatever I do. True crime. I love true crime, okay? I really enjoy the true crime space. I love true crime. I'm an 8th houser, okay? I have an 8th house stellium. My Pluto, Chiron, Sun and Mercury are all in my 8th house, and I love true crime. However, I kind of like after I sat back and like was doing the first or the second, sorry, the second podcast for a while. I kind of realized that like, hey, like this is really bad. Like that sounds so dumb because obvious, like duh, it was true crime. It's gonna be bad. Like I know, but like having to research a gruesome, horrible, awful true crime case every single day, like really took a toll on me in a way I did not think that it would, if that makes sense. People that host true crime podcasts without taking breaks and stuff like that, good on you. I don't know how you do it. I mean, I did it for about 6 months, and I'm already like, I don't know if I can do that again, like without sacrificing, um, my mental health, because it sucks having to hear about people that got killed every single day, people that had all these horrible things happen to them, like is kind of can be kind of scary, not kind of, it is scary, and it makes you kind of like look at life a little bit differently in a way that I was not really vibing with at all. um and for that reason, I'm kind of like, I don't even know if I want to do true crime again. And this whole thing, like falling apart, as upsetting as it was to me, right? Uh, it's an opportunity for me to do something new, something that I was meant to do. And I have a million ideas like swashing around in my brain right now. Like, I really do. I have so many. I have so many. And I just, I have so many. Oh, I have so many. And I don't know, like, which ones are like, oh, yeah, I should definitely do that. And it sucks because, like, if I'm looking at it from, like, probably, like, what is maybe possibly, probably the correct perspective on, like, when to decide to do things is would be like the first question you ask yourself is like, is this going to be fulfilling, is this going to make you happy? And I think anything that's not sitting there doing nothing probably would, for me personally. So I don't know, I feel so weird about it. I just do. I just feel like I don't really know. I don't know. I just don't. I just don't know. I don't know what to do. I want to add something to this. This is, hold on. I want to like make it sure that everything's like the right shape at least. Gosh, this is messy. This is not my normal standard of work. But yeah, like I said, I'm definitely still figuring things out. I feel really bad because I do continue to get messages like, please continue it. Literally can't. As much as I would, love to, as much I did try to. Um, I can't. I gotta start something new. What that thing is, I'm still like definitely thinking about it a lot. It could be another podcast. It could be being more active on my YouTube channel. If you guys prefer this, let me know. I don't think a lot of you will, because obviously video content is really different. I mean, if it helps, I can just take videos like this and upload them in a podcast format. I mean, this is something that I think I would really, enjoy doing too, just to, and this obviously it would be more planned, it would be more, my standard. If you watch or listened to any of my other content that I've put out, you have to know like this me like venting and like blah 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 is quite a lot. And it's very messy compared to like probably the standard of work that you're used to from me. But it's mainly just this is for me. Like I said at the beginning, this video is for me. Mostly to vent and to like release like some of the things that I've been thinking about and been worrying about. It's for me. It's for you. Like that's why I'm uploading it. But I could not upload this. Like if I didn't want to upload it, I would just record it and I would keep it for myself. But like I said, North Node in the 5th house, creative person, born to make things, born to do things. That's my whole vibe. And yes, I have to do it. I just have to make things. And you know, this is my way of like venting, getting everything that I'm thinking out so that I can kind of like step back and look at it and like figure out what I want to do. But yeah, there's like, and that's another option, like I said, turning something similar to this but obviously more organized into like a podcast that's just me talking. I could try to do something similar to Cosmic Crime, but I could do like primarily astrology, and like, you know, going out of my way to like, and not just like, when I say primarily astrology, Cosmic Crime was a lot of storytelling, and I think that what might be cool is if I did less storytelling and more astrology natal chart reading type, more astrology and like natal chart reading type stuff. But I don't know. I don't know if people would vibe with that. But, you know, when I say not necessarily astrology, I just mean like, you know, it could be celebrities, it could be YouTubers, it could be anybody that you want to see their natal chart. And I think that would be cool too. I have a ton of ideas. It's just a matter of like, what's not going to be a frantic mess like this, and like what, you know, what will be successful and what will be enjoyable to listen to. I want to add pumpkins, I think. Yeah, that's a good idea. Sorry, I had to think about it first, but I've decided that that's a good idea. I'm gonna add pumpkins, but I have to look up pumpkins. Ew. The reference photos that came up did not pass the vibe check. Let me try using a different keyword. This isn't what I was going for either. It'll do though. I'll manage. Another thing. Should I put a, I'm gonna put a grid. I can't tell if this is centered. Oh no. I don't want drawing assist on though. Oh, ew, the way I drew it is like not symmetrical. It's okay. That's good. Yeah. That'll be fine. So, like I said, all over the place with like what I'm going to do next. And I feel kind of guilty and I'm kind of bad about that. But also, shoot. Another thing that I wanted to talk about during this video is like, and I feel like a lot of you guys will relate to this because a lot of my people that tend to like watch my content like from an analytics standpoint on Instagram, on TikTok, on everything is in this like early 20s like age range that I'm also in. um there's just a lot of hard things like life-wise going on, and like it's just so difficult to be this age. It's so hard. I'm really getting sick of it. What I mean by that is like everybody's at a different point right now. And I feel like that was like a major downfall of Cosmic Crime, is because like everyone's at this different point in life, right? And you can't like, and this is something that I've struggled with a lot, is that like I can't expect myself out of other people. I mean, something I still struggle with. And it's hard because I know like for me, right? Like if I need, like if I promise like a friend, right, that I'm going to do something, I'll stay up all night. Like I'll make sure that that gets done. But I know not everybody else is like that, right? Because you don't know how like people feel about you. They don't know if like you're worth that to them. You don't know how they hold their promises, right? You don't know. And that's something that I struggle with. And I feel like for that reason, because I'm at this weird point in my life, I've lost so many friends because of that. It's so upsetting. Like, I've lost so many friends for that reason. and and I mean, like, what I mean by that is like when you're at a different point of life than, you know, somebody that you're friends with, it's very easy for them to not understand. Like if you're in a situation, right, and you're trying to explain like this is the situation I'm in, and their maturity level isn't the same, they're not at the same point in life than you. Like say, this is like one of many examples I can give, but if you know, if I'm 21, you're 21, if you still live with your parents and I say, oh, I had to pick up like 3 extra shifts or I wasn't going to make rent because I had like a surprise like car thing come up, you're not going to understand that, because you know, if you're living with your parents and presumably not paying rent, like there's a lot of things that like can be misconstrued at this age, and it's really difficult to find somebody that's at the point that you are, because everybody's on a completely different journey in life, especially right now. And it's almost impossible to find someone who's at least like even remotely on the same path or going in the same direction as you. And I feel like especially lately I've noticed that leads to a lot of problems, because it's so hard, it's already so hard to relate to people and to know what's going on in people's heads because of how things are with, you know, the age that we're in, like the age of social media. Like luckily for me, I was born in 99, so I'm still pretty young, but I was still a part of that generation, that era of kids who played outside every day. And I don't even see that anymore. I mean, not really anyway. Like I don't really, I never really see kids like playing outside like every single day and like exploring, and you know, I see a million more of the iPad kids who are just like glued to screens, and like it really, it's like hard because everybody too, like somebody that's 2 years younger than you, because of the way that like technology and things like that have sort of evolved so quickly, somebody that's even just 2 years younger than you can have like a completely different like view on how things are, and that makes it hard to relate to other people. And this is coming from me, like astrology tangent again. I have a very crowded 11th house. um so my fortune, lot of fortune is at 0 degrees Aquarius in my 11th house. And so, and these other things are not at 0 degrees, but they're all conjunct. I have Uranus, Neptune, and Mars all in my 11th house as well. And I feel like, and Mars is my chart ruler, since, you know, I'm an Aries rising. Mars is my chart ruler. And your 11th house, for those of you who don't know astrology, your 11th house is very much like networking and friendships. And I feel like a big reason that I struggle in that regard is because of how crowded that house is and like how much I have going on there. And like it do be upsetting, and it does make it like, I feel like it's made it difficult. I haven't really had like close friends to be around a long time except for my roommates. But again, like, it's like that TikTok trend where people are like, you ever just wake up and you realize you're like on to like a new chapter in the book where like everybody's a new character. 2 years ago, I didn't even really know any of these people that I live with, and now they're the only people I talk to. It's just crazy. It's just nuts. It's bonkers. But that's what I mean. Like, everything is like going like rapidly quick, and you never know where someone's head is at. You never know if somebody's like, you know, emotional intelligence is where yours is at. You don't know if am I gonna have to walk on eggshells to not make this person mad, or are they mature and can they understand and have an adult conversation? You literally, you can't know until it happens, and that's what's so freaking frustrating. It's bad. Oh, these pumpkins, they're so nice. I like them. They're floating. I don't know, how do I make them look like they're floating? I guess I could do like little shadows under them. And this one's like back here. And then I gotta give my guy a shadow, but he's a skeleton, so this is coming out pretty cool actually. I kind of like it. I want the pumpkins to be carved though, but I don't know, like, I'll just give them like normal like pumpkin carving faces, right? But I kind of want their eyes to be glowing. Like, this isn't how it's gonna look at the end. I don't think I'm gonna be able to finish this during this video. I really enjoy it and I want it to be good, so I'm probably gonna have to spend like a lot more time on it than what was meant to be an hour-long video. I've probably been recording for more than that, but I haven't really been keeping track of how long this has gone on for. But yeah, that's another thing too that I didn't even think about. But like me, I already graduated college, but most of my friends, I did dual enrollment, so I graduated super early. Most of my friends are actually still in school, and that's another thing to take into consideration. Is like, I feel like, because I finished school in 2019, I finished college in 2019, so I feel like I just been there. I don't know what you're going through, but like, I might not, like, it could have changed since I haven't been there. I feel like I was just there and I know, but I mean, people, you know, it's like you never do know what's going on with somebody else, and there isn't really a good way to know, so it's just like, you know. Oh my gosh, these pumpkins. I love it. This is why I'm sitting here drawing, because literally I know I keep like, oh, I'm speaking? Yes, I am. Pumpkins. Like, I know it's kind of random and like unsettling, but I like drawing. And this is gonna be super cute. I don't know if I'm gonna finish it on camera or not, but I think that like what might be cool is maybe if like I finish it off camera and then at the end of the video I can just show you what it came out like. I love it, pumpkins and like Halloween things. I think I'm gonna do more of this. This makes me happy. And that's the thing, I never know what's gonna make me happy until I'm like literally doing it, because I'm a person that enjoys the process. and not the destination. It's about the my art teacher used to say that all the time. Shouts out to Miss Smith if you're watching this. I literally love you and you've done so much for me, and I hope you know, like, you literally changed my life, and I literally love you so much, and I would die for you. I literally would. You're like my favorite, one of my favorite people in the whole world. But my art teacher, Miss Smith, used to always say it's about the journey, not the destination. Because I think a lot, especially in like our AP art class, a lot of kids really really made themselves feel bad if they weren't drawing or creating to their standard. And she was like, it's not about that, it's about the journey, not about the destination. If you have fun when you're making it, that is what's important. And I remember her always telling us that. It was never me though. I was always happy with myself, which is really funny because I look back at some of my old sketchbooks and like I'm definitely like planning on doing a sketchbook tour video. I've been planning it for years, but every single time I do, I'm like, I want to include this new sketchbook so badly. And then I never finished the new sketchbook. So, but I eventually definitely want to do like a sketchbook tour. Even if it's like something that's on the side. Oh, I love it. Oh, it's so cute. Oh, the pumpkins. They remind me of my cat for some reason. Oh, I have a black cat, that's why. She's a Halloween cat. I'm like, why does this remind me of Bubba? It's because she's a Halloween cat. But yeah, it's about the journey, not the destination. That's another thing too. Like, so many of my friends like have like they complain all the time that they're absolutely miserable. And don't get me wrong, I'm sitting here like making a video complaining, but I'm complaining because I'm indecisive. These people will be like, yeah, it's my dream to like go to school for this, and then they are like, but my mom said she'll pay for my college if I go for something better. And it's like, dude, just pay for it yourself and go for what you want. Like, money is not everything. I know it's so like it's so nice to have money and to not have to stress about money, but if you like want to go to school for art, go to school for freaking art. It'll find a way. I went to school for graphic design and now I'm a graphic designer. Am I rich? No. Do I make enough to pay my bills? Barely, but I do. And that's all I can really ask for. I'm living pretty comfortably. I can order food if I want to order food. I can pay my bills. I have two beautiful children, two beautiful cats named Miss Nax and Miss Knives. I love them dearly. And I'm vibing. I'm having a good time. I know I'm sitting here complaining, but again, it's my indecisiveness. For my general life, I feel great. I'm doing great. Apart from all the stuff that just happened that really upset me, in general, I'm pretty happy with how things are. I sound crazy. I probably should start streaming again. I feel like this video seems like it's just like a big stream, but it is not. I wanted it to be a video, even though I'm literally like recording it on OBS because like what else would I record it on, right? I don't know. Oh, I love drawing pumpkins. I didn't know I loved drawing pumpkins. I think this is my first time that I've ever drawn pumpkins, but I really enjoy this. But yeah, anyways, that is my advice. If you want to go to school for art or for theater or for literally anything that you want to go to school for, and your parents are like, I'm not paying for you to get a degree in art, just pay for it yourself. And what sucks is like, if you're not getting help with like paying for school, you're probably not going to be able to go to an art school because art school is just expensive. That's just like how it is. I wanted to go to an art school, but I couldn't really afford it. I could barely afford the community college where I went. But if that's something that you want to do, like, what I'm getting at is like find a way, because just because you don't have help doesn't mean like, oh, you know, it's over. It's done. It's done for. I can't do it anymore. Like a lot of people I feel like don't really realize like what cool things they can do on their own. You know, like do it on your own and then rub it in people's faces when you're happy. Because like if you're sitting there at a job you hate but you're making six figures, like is it really worth it? Probably not. But if you're making, you know, your 40,000 a year, enough to pay the bills and live comfortably, like is it really that bad if you don't hate your day to day? Obviously there's always going to be successful and unsuccessful and stressful and unstressful days in any like career path that you go in, right? But if you genuinely like what you do and you don't hate it, like my job can get stressful. It's like a fast, you know the drill. You always, when you are like applying for that office job, they're like, how do you feel working in a fast-paced environment? They're not freaking lying. Like it can get fast-paced, but like I do enjoy it. Like I do. Like there's a lot worse things, like any of my previous jobs, there's a lot worse things I could be doing. And you know, I like to be able to make things and I get to do that. It's pretty great. And like, you know, if I went to school for something dumb, like sorry, I'm not trying to be rude to anybody's profession, but if I, let's say I went to school for something I didn't like I thought I really liked chemistry, but then I took AP chemistry in high school and I'm really bad at it. Like I thought I took regular chemistry, I took chemistry honors my sophomore year of high school and I aced it. I got like 100 on every test and I was like, "Oh my gosh, like I'm so good at this. This is gonna be my major." And my teacher was like, "Oh my god, you're so good at this. I'm putting you in AP Chem next year." And I was like, "Yes." And then I took AP Chem and I was like, after the first test I was like, "Yeah." And I aced it and I was like, "This is great." And then the second test, I had no idea what was going on. And like every single test after that, I was struggling so hard. And every test was curved by like 50 points because otherwise everyone would just fail. Like it was such a hard class. But like, anyways, backstory aside, let's say I had decided to major in chemistry because even though I hate it and I'm not very good at like anything beyond like normal high school chemistry, if I did that because it paid more, which I know that that's not really a good example because I don't, some chemists make a lot, but I know that like there are a lot of like chemistry jobs where like you're just like testing like cereal and weird random stuff. But like let's say I did that to like do something like actually important and to like not feel bad about myself for just sitting at home drawing all day like I enjoy doing, right? So let's say I did that and I was miserable, but I was making six figures. I don't think it would be worth it because I'm not even a frivolous spender. And I don't think like nobody really has to be a frivolous spender either. Like you really don't. Like only buying things that you need. I mean, I can't speak for everyone, but like doing that my whole adult life so far has never really been like an issue for me. But yeah. That's one of the things that I wanted to talk about because I wanted to touch on like just navigating being like an adult person. Um just for a little bit because I feel like that's a big part of why I'm struggling so much because I feel like everybody is just in a completely different space and it is I'm trying to like wipe something off my screen. I didn't mean to draw that line. Um Everyone's like at a different place and it just is becoming increasingly difficult to be able to relate to other people and stuff. And I know that's not something that you have to do, but it's a lot easier to like make new friends and like have new connections with people if you know, if you do that. And so that's just one of my things is like it's been hard and I'm just trying to I also, another reason, I think I said this earlier too, I hope I'm not talking in circles too much, but one of the main reasons I wanted to make this is because that announcement post on Cosmic Crime, you have no badly, that did not make sense. You have no idea how badly I wanted to make that like a 3-hour like thing and to like explain everything that I possibly could from like a legal standpoint to you guys. But I couldn't. I still really can't say everything that I want to say. I think I said like a great deal of like so that you guys kind of know like how I'm dealing with things. And I think I've said a lot. Just a lot. But I felt like I owed like a better explanation too, and I feel like not everyone obviously will see this. In fact, I'm betting that most people probably won't from Cosmic Crime. But the few of you that, you know, have my socials and stuff and that like are kind of patiently waiting to see like what I'm gonna do next, I really appreciate you guys, and I think you kind of deserve more of an explanation of like what, you know, maybe like in a month from now, what is she doing? Like, why is it taking so long? You know, I feel like this is kind of like, hey, this is what's going through her head. Like, give me a break, okay? I'm very stressed. You know, it's just kind of like not only an explanation, it's a way for me to vent and to feel better. And I don't know why I did those so thick compared to the other ones, like the line work. I'm so bad about talking. Not like talking, but like I'm so bad about saying something, right? And then in the middle of the sentence that I'm saying, I get distracted and I start talking about these pumpkins. Oh my gosh, wait. What the heck? Oh, I accidentally changed the color. Oh darn. Oh geez. Thank you. Yeah. I feel like I should call it here. I really wanted to get to a better stopping place, at least on this thing. I like sometimes forget how long things take me to actually draw. I was like, surely I'm going to finish this during this video. I don't think I can. I haven't even started the line work yet, but it looks so cool. Hold on. I'm gonna give these other pumpkins faces. Just imagine them also with faces, right? And like the little like, oh, hold on, let me add like a little shadow, like, oh, there's one here, there's pumpkins over here, and these two pumpkins are right next to each other. I want to go to Howl-O-Scream. That was random. I really do. I live right by Busch Gardens, and I want to go to Howl-O-Scream, but I also don't want to because of COVID, but like I want to. I think this is a good stopping point. I'm losing my mind. I'm literally like, I don't know how long I've been recording this for, but okay. Thank you for listening to that. If you made it all the way through, congratulations. And hopefully I will be finished with this drawing before I upload this video so I can show you guys how it came out because I love it. It's really cool. I want to do like a cool background too. I'll figure it out. What I have so far is awesome though. I love it. Thank you guys for listening to me. You don't have to. I doubt anyone made it to the end, but if you did, I really appreciate it. And let me know what you think about literally anything I said in the comments because I feel like I'm slowly going insane. But yeah, thank you guys so much for listening. And hopefully you took your immune support supplement. And if you didn't, please do it before you watch the next video because you might get sick because this video is sick. Bye.